This is the Sales Bible Podcast, episode 435, How to Know When It's Time to Quit.
Welcome to Sales Babble, the podcast that shares selling secrets for non-sellers. And now your host, Pat Helmers.
Hello, Sales Babblers. This is Pat Helmers, and I just returned from a 31-day journey that included Yellowstone National Park, the Tetons, Cascades National Park, Olympia National Park, and Glacier National Park. Plus, we did a few days at Mount Hood, Oregon. The entire trip was 6,581 miles, and we lived in a 13-foot Scamp trailer. Does that sound too small to you? Not at all. And in fact, our last weekend was spent at a Scamp rally hosted by Evelyn's, which is a company in Bacchus, Minnesota that manufactures the Scamps, and there were 140-plus trailers there of similar size. This is the thing. Evelyn's has done a phenomenal job building the Scamp brand that is 51 years strong and still going. They completely understand their ideal customer and build products that only appeal to them. The Scamp isn't for everyone. Check out the photo that I posted on LinkedIn. Does the Scamp make sense for you? But I'm getting off track. When it comes to selling, one of the biggest problems sellers face is following up. Too often sellers don't call, email, or message prospects enough times to catch their attention. But how do you know when too much follow-up is too much? Especially in the case of a deal you really, really want. Yet no matter what you do, you can't bring the deal home. That's the topic for today on how to know when it's time to quit. Now today's chapter. Time to quit. Some deals close, some not. Some clients are loyal, some not. Some problems solvable, some not. Despite tenacity, you can't win them all. When the time comes, quit. Another opportunity awaits. And now today's story. Pat and Chris met for a mid-year performance review. It had been a busy year, and Chris had done some very good work. Part of the process included reviewing the year's pipeline. Not only won deals, but lost opportunities too. Chris was open to taking responsibility for the losses. Too responsible, thought Pat. I just don't get it, started Chris. Look at the ADC deal. I thought for sure they would close. And that Max LLC client, I can't believe they left us after 3 years. We've bent over backwards for them time and time again. I don't know what to say. Pat nodded. It's disappointing. I'm baffled myself, especially deals that we can't close that would clearly benefit their business. But if I've learned anything in this business, no deal is for sure. And no client is forever loyal. Instead, I've learned to expect loss. It's like they say, when one door closes, look for another that's opening. That's all we can do. Other opportunities await us. We need to keep facing forward. There's a company called Despair that I've been following for quite some time, and they're famous for making business posters that are sarcastic, yet at the same time so true. One of my favorite posters of theirs is titled Stupidity. It features a tennis player who has fallen to his knees, grief-stricken due to losing the match, with hands on his head, racket and balls astray. Below the photo is the subtitle, and this is it. Winners never quit, and quitters never win. But those that never quit and never win are idiots. Sometimes we put too much effort into deals that are never going to close. Sometimes I've been tenacious to an extreme and keep calling and emailing and expending energy that could be better placed into other opportunities. Consider some of the deals in your pipeline. Is it time to let some of them go? think what you could do if you stopped working on them and focus forward. Focus that energy on other opportunities. Sometimes that's the right thing to do. To download a copy of the Tao Te Ching of Sales chapter, you can find it in the show notes at www.salesbabble.com. And once you're on the website, if you could do me a favor, I'm doing a research study to better understand the interest of sales babblers and the selling challenges they face. I'm going to be using the data to improve the podcast. Again, if you could go to salesbabble.com and start the survey, it'll only take 2 minutes. I promise it's 100% confidential. I would really appreciate it if you could help me out. I've had a few people reach out to me and say that they're looking for sales professionals. Are you looking for a job? I might be able to match you up. Don't hesitate to reach out. It's one of my favorite things to do. With that said, that's all I've got for this week. Until next week, take care and have a highly successful and a profitable selling day.
Thank you for listening to the Sales Babble podcast. Find us at www.salesbabble.com.
This is a production of Habanero Media.